All right. So again, um, I would like to welcome you all, no, for today's session. And um, our topic in relation to the network access review, so which is 20% of the um, exam. No, it will cover 20% of your score. So we're done with VLAN and VLAN assignment. Then we also had topics last year, continuing with trunk ports, no, and the implementation of the IEEE 802.1q trunking protocol, and of course this concept of native VLAN. So what we had started last year is that, well, my configuration, I think it's still intact. There seems to be a problem here. So makikita po natin, no, native VLAN mismatch. So, but let us see. This is our topology was this. If you still remember, no? So we have switch 1, we have switch 2 here, and they are connected via port 23 and 24. And these two ports are configured with um, IEEE 802.1q, no trunking protocol, no, because this port 23 and 24 are our trunk ports, so that interconnect these two switches. And I think we have created VLAN here. So let's just leave, I think we have VLAN 10, 20, and 99. So let's just have a quick look, no, of this. So show VLAN. Yes, we have VLAN 10, 20, 99, and we also have added VLAN 100, no? So there are four VLANs here. What about switch 2? Let's see. So we also have VLAN 10, 20, 99, and 100. So that seems to be consistent. However, if we are going to look at, we also have already assigned ports to that VLANs. So things seems well with regards to um, creation of VLAN and the VLAN assignment. Let's look at the trunk. Show interface trunk. So our trunk ports, wait for a while. It's 47 and for a while. Check ko lang ha. Balik ko lang ulit. 47 and 48. Yeah. So change lang natin, guys. Paki-note lang ha. This is, ito ba yung ano natin last time? Or maybe this is just an example. Ito, balikan lang natin. This is our list lang natin. So this is gigabit 47 pala, no? Dito naman na side is 48. So the same dun sa kabilang side, no? So it's 47 and 48 pala. Kasi ang switch ko kasi is a 48 port switch. Okay, palitan na natin yan. Okay? Para consistent tayo. So 47 and 48. Let us check. And putahan muna natin yung ano din, isa. Show interface trunk. So this is 47 and 48. We have configured the trunk. But this one is native VLAN 1, native VLAN 1. But siya nag-error ng native VLAN mismatch. Nag-error kasi siya eh. Anong port ito? Port 24. Let me check. Ano lang ba ako? For a while guys, tinitingnan ko lang. Nung connected doon sa switches ko. Okay. Okay. Anyway, let's check also the IP address. So show IP interface brief. The IP address of this switch is 172.16.100.11. Oh, okay. That's a VLAN. Ano ito? Anong VLAN ito? VLAN 100, the management VLAN. Switch 1, switch 2. Okay, this is 12. Let us verify if we can ping the other side. 172.16.100.11. There should be connectivity. Yeah, there is connectivity. Okay, I see. So, this native VLAN mismatch is that connectivity at port 24 going to my core switch. So, pakita ko na lang mamaya. Port 24. Okay, just in a while. All right. Okay. Uh, Fix natin to later. Okay. Ayan. So, our topic for today, so ito, na-configure din natin to last year. Continuation na lang po ngayon. So, ang gawain natin is, the next topic we have is, um, inter-VLAN connectivity. So, our objective for today is to enable communication between VLAN or among VLAN. So remember, in our topology, we have VLAN 10, 20, 99, as well as VLAN 100. Bilang natagdag dito, we have also VLAN 100. Okay, yan po yung ating VLAN 100. Yan na po nadagdag dyan. And ang addressing lang natin sa VLAN 100, it's 172.16, oh, by the way. Okay? And for our VLAN 1020, I think it's a part of the 192.168 series. All right? So our objective now is again, we are going to um, allow connectivity, no, among different VLAN. So that's what you call, guys, inter-VLAN communication. So the question is, how can we allow this to work? No? How are we going to make it work? Okay. So back here. Okay. Now there are different ways, no, for allowing, no, inter-VLAN communication. So one is you're going to use this technology we call sub interfacing. And in Cisco, the term it is a router on a stick. No? And then secondly, you can also use like switch virtual interface. Okay. So this one is applicable only to Cisco ISR, to a an ISR router. And this one is applicable to multi-layer switches, no? To multi-layer switches. And this is what we are going to implement, no? So I'm going to make some changes in our topology. I'm going to add two devices. So I'm just going to add two devices here. Dagdag tayo. Ito yung magiging, okay. Dito ko naman siya ilagay. No? Hmm. Meron tayong isang router. Then meron tayong isang switch. Okay. So, ganito kasi yung ano, yung symbol niya, no? Meron siyang ganyan. A multi-layer switch. Hmm. All right. So that's a multi-layer switch. This one is a layer to switch. It serve as a layer to switch, and we're going to connect them to this router, to this device. And let me verify the connectivity for a while. Okay. Yung isa is, this is in port 2, gigabit 02. Dito naman sa kabila, guys, is this is in gigabit 0/1. Ganyan. No? So, right now, VLAN 10 cannot communicate with VLAN 20. No? VLAN 10 or VLAN 20 cannot communicate with VLAN 100, which is our switch. Because inter-VLAN communication is basically, guys, it is routing. O routing ito siya. And if it is routing, then you need a router, no, to interconnect all of this VLAN at layer 3. So, and that's what am I going to show to you, no, today. Okay, so how to enable inter-VLAN communication by using sub-interfacing and SVI. Okay, so we will start with SVI first. No? Tingnan natin kung paano ito mangyari with SVI. So, i-fix natin to. Ano ba yung mga active interfaces natin? So, IP interface brief. So, I have gigabit. Okay, gigabit 01 is already up. Okay, but gigabit 0 is still not up because my ISR router is not yet running. So, kaya unahin natin itong ano natin, no, yung ating multi-layer switch. So my multi-layer switch here is actually a 3850. So this is actually a Catalyst 3850 switch. No? And it is connected in port 24. Now, dito naman na side, actually this is gigabit 0/1/24. Verify lang natin later. Okay, ayan. So, we'll check no later on how to do this. Allow. Okay. Verify ko lang ha. Okay. So right now, I have two console port. No, one console port of my PC is connected in switch 1 and the other one is connected in switch 2. So what I'm going to transfer is yung port natin, yung console port natin in switch 2, ta-transfer natin dito sa ating um, 3850, no, for a while. Wait lang guys ha, check natin. I am in port. So parang mali yata na port yung na-transfer ko. Saglit lang. Okay. So, Transfer ko lang yung port, guys. Okay, ayan na. So right now, hmm, saglit lang. Tama ba ng port? Okay, ayan. Ito yung ating core switch, but let me check if uh, show IP and brief. All right. I have already existing VLANs here. Okay. So, check na lang natin. Okay. I'm just going to add and also uh, show IP interface drift. Kung pupunta tayo dito sa port 24, yun yung active ports ko. No? Port 24 is up. Okay, that's up. And if you're going to say show um, for a while, yan. Okay, so ang kailangan kasi natin dito, show bilang tayo. Tingnan mo. I have here just 100. These are existing VLAN, 101 to and up to 110, then 243. Actually, this was our configuration dun sa isang ano ko, ng isang training. But we will just leave it there. So check natin if meron itong trunk. Show interface trunk. So right now there's none. So the requirement in order for this router to be able to route no packets between VLAN no, using the SVI. First and foremost, you make sure that this link no and the corresponding port must be configured at trunk. Now on the side of switch 1, yung gigabit 01 niya dapat nakatrunk yun. So balikan natin to. So dapat itatrunk natin in cable. Show interface trunk. So our trunk are only 47 and 48. So we are going to configure both interface range, gigabit 0/1, 2 and 2. So we are going to configure that at trunk switch port mode trunk. No? And let's check on that. No? Then do show interface trunk. So right now, okay, we have a trunk port. Okay, port 1 and 2 is already configured trunk, but the only active one is gigabit 01 no? Because gigabit 02 is connected to a router which is not yet running. We will turn it on later on. No? So let's review the configuration of the core switch. This core switch trunk right now. Okay, there's no trunk yet. So let's configure interface gigabit 1/0/24 switch port mode trunk. Okay. So it's now up. Show interface trunk. So it's now with trunk. Okay. So ang ginawa lang natin guys is that itong link na to ginawa nating trunk. So and the trunking protocol here is by default it is the IEEE 802.1Q. No? So and this serves as our core switch. This is actually our core switch now. Yun po yung ating core switch. So, papakita ko lang sa inyo kung paano mag-implement ng SPI. No? So, to serve a VLAN 10, VLAN 20, and VLAN 99, and VLAN 100 as well. So, right now, I think there are no existing VLAN yet here. So, wala pang existing VLAN dito sa phone. Meron na existing VLAN, but not the VLAN 10, 20, 199, and 100. So if you show VLAN, so there are no 10, 20, 199 yet. So we're going to create this VLAN. So the command is VLAN 10. What was the name here, by the way? Balikan nga natin yung ating switch 1. Ano bang pangalan ng mga VLANs natin? Kayahin na lang natin. Okay, faculty VLAN. Ano bang pangalan? Name. Okay. VLAN 20, name is, this is student, VLAN. So, yan yung mga pangalan niya guys ha, yan o. Then, VLAN 99. This is name guest, VLAN. And VLAN 100 is our admin VLAN. So, just to be consistent. So, we do have the VLANs now. So, VLAN here. So, there's no need for you to assign the IP or interfaces in this VLAN because this will be used only for what? For routing purpose. So, and our multi-layer switch here will serve as our, shall we say, our distribution device. No? It is where inter-VLAN routing will be supported. So just take note that from the access switch going to your distribution switch, now this line must be a trunk, and we already configured that trunk. So the only missing here is that we are going to create SBIs now. So the existing SBI, show interface, show IP interface brief. Our existing SBI are as follows. Yan pa. So wala pa po tayong ano, um, para sa VLAN 10, 20, 99, and 100. Okay, so let's create now interface VLAN 10. So that's how you create the switch virtual interface for VLAN 10. And then you are going to assign here IP address. And our IP address is 192.168.10.1. And its subnet mask is 255.255.255.0. Okay. Okay, that's it. Let's create another. For VLAN 20, let's assign this with an IP address. This is for VLAN 20, the third octet 20. And then we will also create another for VLAN 99. And our IP address, the third octet will be 99. Okay. So 192.168.99.1. And lastly, for VLAN 100, I think, let's review first the IP address we assigned in our switch. The bang IP address dito? Do show IP interface brief. It's 172.16. So let's make sure that we use the same network ID. So for VLAN 100, this should be 100. And this should be 16. And this should be 170. That's it. All right. Show IP interface brief. Okay, so these are the SVIs that we have right now. And these IP addresses, guys, will serve as the default gateway for our host devices. So, switch one here. Which one? Let's check here. Let's review its configuration, current config show run. If you move down, right now, we have already assigned an IP address, but there's no default gateway has been set yet. So, in order for our switch one to be able to forward traffic to other network, we make sure that we set the appropriate default gateway here. And the command to do that is IP default gateway. And the default gateway is the 172.16.100.1, which is the IP address of the SVI in our core switch. Okay? So enter. And let's verify if this switch have connectivity to its default gateway. So there's, yes, you have there a connectivity then. Okay. And for testing inter-VLAN connectivity, so I have here on my side a desktop, and then i-connect ko lang siya. So ang gawain natin, ipapasok ko siya sa VLAN 10. So let us say ito yung PC1. I-connect natin siya sa port 19 naman. Port 19. So tanggalin na natin to. Yan port 1. Kasi ginagamit natin yung port 1 and 2 as a trunk, no, connected to our um, routers. No? So port 19, for a while guys, ha? For a while, pasensya na po. Okay, kinunik ko na. Ang IP address naman niya, isi-set ko muna. That 10 that this is 102. Ano, sorry, yeah. Um, 102, the subnet mask is that. Okay, its default gateway is the 10.1. So the IP address of this PC, the desktop I have here in my side will serve as our PC2. No? PC1 is not existing. No? And its IP is 192.168.10.102, no, for PC2. Then its default gateway is the 192.168.10.1. So this IP address here. So itong IP na to. That will serve as its default gateway. Okay? So for connectivity testing, let me see. Test ko lang guys ha. Okay, so I have connectivity to the gateway. So what I'm going to test so that you can see it is I'm going to test connectivity going to PC2 from switch 1 is in the CLI. So what I'm going to do is I would say trace route to 192.168.10.102. So that's the IP address of PC2. So there must be a connectivity. For a while, let me verify. Okay. Let's give it a time. Tignan natin kung meron tayong connection. Now, from the switch, kailangan it should hit first its default gateway, 100.1. Oh, there's no response. So most likely be because of the firewall. Let me check on the firewall. I'm going to allow ICMP. Oh, meron naman. Naka-allow naman siya. Mhm. Okay. So let's check on the switch side. Tingnan natin kung yung port 19 naka-assign ba sa VLAN. Di ba? So, wala pa rin connectivity, guys. Actually, yung PC dito on my side, may connectivity na po sa gateway niya. However, itong switch ko, ang switch ko naman may connectivity doon sa gateway niya. Pero routing still failed. So bakit kaya? Kaya nangyayari dyan? Try doon natin i-ping 192.168. Okay na ba ako? Okay, okay ko na ba yun? Check ko lang. Okay. Meron naman. Pero sa 102, oh, meron na siya. So what happened with trace route? Ba't hindi siya makapag-route? Meron na siyang connectivity, guys, but hindi lang mag-work yung trace route. I'm not sure why. Tama naman yung IP natin. But ping is working because I just simply want to check show VLAN. Port 19 is assigned naman. Okay, port 19 is assigned in VLAN 10. Naka-assign naman siya sa VLAN 10. Okay? Ayan. So actually, routing is already working. Let me try telnet. Wala akong ano. Sana, gusto ko sanang i-configure yung switch to. But anyway, routing is already working, guys. No? Between VLAN 10 and VLAN 100. No? So magping naman si switch 1. Magkapag-ping naman si switch 1 doon kay PC2. Itong si switch 1, ang IP niya kasi is 172.16.100.11. Then makapag-ping naman siya dito kay PC2. So try ko nga din dito. Makapag-ping din naman si PC2, guys, kay switch 1. No, makapag-ping naman siya. Okay? Okay? So again, paano mag-work ang inter-VLAN routing? Una, anong tatandaan natin, guys? Para mag-work ito, yung SVI. Kailangan meron kang trunk, no? Papunta doon sa switch. And you also have configured the the SVI itself, yung mga SVIs natin. Okay? So, yan lang naman yung ginawa natin. Okay? We make this port, itong link na to, papunta doon na trunk. And then we have created SVIs dito. Okay? So, yung port 24, if you're going to check that, show interface trunk, yung port 1 natin, connected yan kay core switch, no? Dito sa core switch natin, show interface trunk, included, ang trunk natin dyan is yung port 24. So, ito yung, andito, itong port 24 andito. Tapos, we created SVIs here. Show IP, show run na lang tayo para makita niyo yung configuration. You go to show run, if you go down, you go further down. So you have here the SVI. So we have created interface VLAN 10. interface VLAN 20, 99, and 100. So, um, these are the significant VLANs that we need to, uh, um, these are the corresponding SBI for the VLANs that we have implemented in switch 1 and switch 2. So never mind the rest here. This was my previous SBIs created way back with my previous trainings. Okay, but ang sa atin ngayon, ito yung significant, no, na mga SPI that we need to have. So inter-VLAN routing is already working here. So if we are going to check the routing table of our core switch, so we will see, show IP route, you should be able to see um, the VLAN 100, the VLAN 10, route entry, the route entry for VLAN 20 and for VLAN 99. So that's the reason why the core switch were able to route packet, no, between VLAN. Okay? So run. Question, guys. May tanong tayo? Baka may tanong kayo dyan? Meron ba tayong tanong? Wala naman. And one important thing to note also is that make sure that your IP routing is already enabled. No? So it's already enabled. IP routing is enabled there. Okay? Question? May tanong tayo? Wala naman? Okay, can we move forward? Then I'm going to demonstrate how to configure our a typical ISR router to support inter-VLAN routing. Okay, so instead of using SVI, we are going to use sub-interfacing. So before we continue, so mag-pause muna ako, ipo-pause ko muna. Stop sharing muna ako, post muna natin ng yung recording. So para lang po maano, no? Tawag nito, i-up ko lang yung router ko. This will take a while, no? And po, no? So, um, let me share my screen again. Ayan, makikita nyo yung aking screen. So, ito yung ating ISR 1841. It's just a fast Ethernet. This switch is actually a gigabit Ethernet switch. But of course, this is backward compatible because it's an Ethernet technology. So from gigabit, it will just move down to 100 Mbps because the router side port is a 100 Mbps port. So check lang natin if it's already, it's still booting up, no? So intayin lang natin na mag-up yan. But first is that what are the things to configure? So the same thing, so similar to what we have implemented, no, with SVI, using sub-interfacing, guys, the requirements are, again, we're going to implement trunk also. So make sure that that interface connected on the switch side must be configured the trunk. And then on the router side, you need to configure sub interface. No? We're going to create sub-interfaces. So how many sub-interfaces? That depends on how many VLANs it will serve. So similar to SVI, the number of SVI you're going to create is based on the number of VLANs you want to be interconnected. So instead of SVI, we are using sub-interfaces. So the requirement, guys, is simply you create one sub-interface for for a specific VLAN. So since we have 4 VLANs to serve, no, for inter-VLAN routing, then we are going to create 4 sub-interfaces. So ganun lang naman, o ganun lang din po kadali. So unang-una, we make sure that ano ba yung dapat yung trunk natin na port doon sa switch side. So, kung titingnan natin balik yung ating topology, ito yung ating gigabit 02, we're going to configure this one a trunk. So we make sure that switch 1, gigabit 02 is a trunk because ito yung port connected dun sa router natin. So balikan natin yung ating switch 1. So let us say, let's check show interface trunk. So gigabit 01 is the only trunk here. So we need to make gigabit 0/2 also a trunk right now. Switch port mode, trunk. So don't forget that command, no? And let me verify. Ito muna guys ha. Yeah, it's not yet up. It's because our router is not yet fully um, running and it's not yet configured. So, ito, hintayin lang natin ng konti. So let's just wait for a while. So, yun yung tatandaan natin ha. Kailangan yung sa switch side, dapat nakatrunk yun. Okay? Mag-a-up itong gigabit 02 later kapag mag-up na yung interface sa router side natin. So let's going to configure that right now. Okay? Guys, while waiting, do you have any question? Baka may mga tanong kayo dyan. Tanong lang po. No, huwag po tayong mahiya. Okay, we're just waiting for it to go up. Now, this is already configured also. No? So check na lang natin um, the current configuration of this router. Okay? Meron na siyang, guys, meron na siyang sub-interfaces. Ito, FA0/1, no? But we will not be using 0/1 port. I am using actually um, the fast Ethernet 0/0. So doon tayo mag-create ng sub-interfaces. Okay? So, to do that, okay, punta tayo dito, no? Interface, fast Ethernet 0/0. Paano ba mag-create ng sub-interface? Ganito lang po. Ang physical interface niya, guys, is the fast Ethernet 0/0. If you're going to create a sub-interface for this, you're just going to add a dot. Then, after that, you're going to specify a number. So, let us say, if I want this be assigned to VLAN 10, then you are going to um, associate the sub-interface to a VLAN ID 10. O ganun lang po. No? Now, ang common practice and best practice is that the sub-interface number that you're going to use is typically be the VLAN ID, no, of the VLAN that you want the sub-interface be associated with. Now, in our case, because we want this to be associated with VLAN 10, we're going to use 10 as the sub-interface number. So, in this case, guys, we are creating a sub-interface for fast Ethernet 00, sub-interface number 10. Okay? And you will notice, guys, that the prompt now becomes config as sub-air. So, meaning we are already in the sub-interface mode. The next command is encapsulation dot 1Q. And this is how you associate a VLAN to that sub-interface. Huwag kayong magkamali dito. If you want this sub-interface be associated with VLAN 10, then the number here should be 10. This is the VLAN ID. Then enter. Then the next command is you're going to assign an IP address. IP address, then this is, let us say, 192. Well, guys, 192.168.10.2 space 255.255.255.0. Why 2? Because there is already an SBI having an IP address of 10.1. No? So you make sure that the IP address of the SBI is not the same as with the sub-interface. Okay? The next is we're going to create sub-interface 20. You're going to assign this to VLAN 20. And You are going to assign this an IP address, what? 192.168.20.2. Oops. Oh, guys, nag-overlap siya. Bakit kaya? Most likely, I have an existing IP address that belongs to this block. So, do show IP in brief. Meron nga ako, guys. Ito, oh. So, tanggalin natin to. Paano ko pala magtanggal ng sub-interface? This is the command, guys. No interface, fa0/1.20. Tanggalin na lang natin. Okay, so balik tayo doon. Okay, assign tayo ng IP address. Ito, encapsulation muna. Yan. Then, the IP address you're going to assign. Okay, so yan. Walang problema na. Let's create also another sub-interface, 99. And then we're going to assign this one to Villa 99. And then we're going to assign IP address here, 99.2. And then finally, we're going to create sub-interface VLAN 100. For VLAN 100. So that's sub-interface FA0/0.100. We're going to assign a VLAN ID of 100 here. And then the IP address will be is 172.16.100.2 space 255.255.255.0, and that's it. And don't forget, guys, to activate the physical interface. And don't forget, no shutdown command. So never forget activating the physical interface with the no shutdown command. So in a while, FA00 should be up. Ayan, it's already up. And let's verify. Show IP interface brief. So FA00 is now up. And its corresponding sub-interfaces are also up. All right? So, this ISR 1841 right now is now, and I'm sure that this should now support routing among those 4 VLANs. And let's try to review its routing table, show IP route. Okay. So we have now these 4 sub-interfaces, its corresponding route entry. So let's now verify connectivity now. So let's start with the switch 1. So let us see if switch 1 can ping the 2 gateways. The first one is the 172.16.100.1, which is the SVI of core switch. No? You have connectivity there. What about our sub-interface, the IP address 100.2, which is the one of the IP address of our this router, no, this ISP-1 router. So let's verify that. Okay, we do also have a connectivity. See? So we have connectivity. So to verify routing, so what we are going to do is that right now, guys, right now, the default gateway we set here in switch 1 is 172.16.100.1. We can actually modify this one, and we are going to change that into, like, for example, we're going to change this one to 100.2, which is the which is the IP address of interface FA00.100. So the question is, despite we change the default gateway address, is switch 1 still able to communicate with the PC2? So tingnan daw natin. Ping. PC2 is 192.168, the 10.102, no? You see, we still have connectivity. We do still have connectivity. All right? And dito sa sa PC2, you can also change the default gateway address. Instead of 10.1, we are going to change it to 10.2. That's also possible. Pwede pa rin yung gawain. So I will change this one to 10.2, 192.168, the 10.2, and I'm done. So let us see if we still have that connectivity from switch 1. Okay? Okay, we still have that connectivity. Okay? So you can allow inter-VLAN routing using a multi-layer switch, and you will do that with SVI, the switch virtual interfaces, using that technology. And we can also allow inter-VLAN communication using our typical router, an ISR router, and then you're just going to use sub-interfacing. Cisco call it router on a stick. Cisco call it router on a stick. So these are the two ways to allow inter-VLAN communication. Now, in an enterprise, SVI is what is commonly used because in our internal network, we normally use switches. Okay. For routing, we normally use multi-layer switch. However, if you will be dealing with branches with small number of user and you only have there an ISR router, you can still allow inter-VLAN communication by leveraging the capability of ISR 1841 to support sub-interfacing. No? So, sub-interfacing ang andito. Okay? And again, the connectivity going to the access switches, that must be configured shrunk. No? Those must be configured shrunk. All right? So those are the things to remember, no? If you are going to allow interconnectivity of VLANs, so you either use sub-interfacing or using SBI. Is there any question? May tanong tayo dito? Guys? May tanong ba? Guys, andyan ba kayo? Andyan pa ba tayo? Okay? Because we're actually done for now. So next meeting, our discussion, which is again a part of this network access no review, is we will talk about how we can fine tune our switching environment by fine tuning span-free protocol, and of course implementing link aggregation or Cisco call it Ether channel. So in order to improve the connectivity between switches. So if you want to increase the bandwidth between access to the distribution, distribution to distribution, or maybe distribution to core, you can implement Ether channel. All right? Question guys, for the last time, may tanong tayo. Ito lang yung discussion natin for today, no? May tanong ba? Wala? Yes?
Hello,
Rick
sir. Good evening.
Flores, yes. Go ahead.
Sir, sa switch, sir, allowed ba yung multi na gateway po? Para lang yung VLAN, like, for example, doon sa switch mo is pupunta doon sa ah, kabilang route. Tapos yung isa na naman is pupunta doon sa kabilang gateway.
Ganito. Oh, if you have that requirement of this what you call high availability, no? Um, to answer that, again, magdepende dun sa requirement mo. If you have such requirement of high availability that if for whatever reason, let us yung gateway is mag-down, Ano mangyari no kapag ang gateway mag-down? If the gateways goes down, computers can no longer route packets to other network, or they can no longer forward traffic to other network, because the one that will forward the traffic is the gateway. Now, again, if the gateways goes down, then computer network cannot communicate to other. That will become a problem. So, sino yun? Anyway, now, if you want to have a let us say seamless um, rerouting of traffic. Now, for whatever reason, if the gateway goes down, the primary gateway goes down, and then everything will be rerouted on another router, then that would be the time that you will need another physical gateway, no? Whether it's the same multi-layer switch, or maybe another, or just a typical router, no? Like what we have here. Okay? Now, for an automatic failover, you need one more technology to implement. No? So if these are two independent physical gateway, you need to implement a protocol we call first hop redundancy protocol, so that you will have an automatic failover of traffic, no, from one physical gateway which is no longer available, then everything will be rerouted to the next. Okay? So that's what you call first hop redundancy protocol. And I think we have a topic on that. I think it's a different ano, no, ibang ano 'yun. It's actually part of routing. And actually it's a kind of a network service, no, that we can add on to our router, so that automatic failover can be working. Okay?
Okay, sir. Thank you po, sir.
O kung kailangan talaga yung dalawa, kasi yun yung requirement nyo para automatic yung failover, you really need to have another device. But you need another protocol. Kaya lang, hindi natin yan madidiscuss dito. Yung tinatawag na first hop redundancy protocol para automatic yung failover niya. Okay? What will be covered in CCNA is yung HSRP, Hot Standby Router Protocol. No? Yes, another one, raising his hand.
Sir,
Sino
ano
pa
na
yung
yun?
nag-raise ng hand? Yes?
Yung ano sir, about po sa firewall, di ba? Mayroon tayong tinatawag na HA, high availability.
Oh, it's a different ano, it's a different, actually high availability have a different shall we say, there are different technologies, no? If
Okay.
you are to implement high availability. Yung ano kasi, yung sa mga firewall, if you are going to parang they will act as one, no? They will act as a one firewall. And in fact, for the HA in firewall systems, we have a active standby, and we have, or that's what you call active, um, tama ba? Standby or backup, and then the other one is active-active.
Yes
Okay?
sir.
But
At,
ang case sa atin dito, no, yung sa case natin sa CCNA, we will be covering a kind of active standby. No, active standby ang approach ng high availability na. Okay?
noted sir. Thank you sir.
O, hindi tayo active-active, no? Okay, but that will be covered again. HSRP is an active standby technology, no? Para siyang primary gateway, then yung isa naman is backup. Backup lang siya. Okay? Ano pa? Wala nang tanong? So guys, kung wala nang tanong, then I hope to see you again next week. We will talk about spanning tree protocol and Ether channel. No, Ether channel. All right?
Thank you sir.
Okay, God bless everyone. Hope to see you again next week. No? Next Saturday.
Thank,
God bless.
thank you, sir. Thank you.
Bye-bye.